Welcome back. The National Students' Council is adding its voice to the debate about whether schools should reopen come the 11th of January. The public relations officer of the organization told Hot 7 that while the council understands the need to reopen, there are still many concerns to be addressed.
With schools slated to reopen on Monday, January 11th, there has been mixed reviews from parents, teachers, and students. Many concerns have been raised as St. Lucia continues to see a steady increase in the number of COVID-19 cases recorded on island. The St. Lucia National Students' Council says this move is a ticklish one. Public Relations Officer of the NSC, Jean-Luc Constantine, explained that the need for students to return to school is understandable.
The NSC really and truly as a collective, not just our executive, but all our members, everybody that falls underneath what the NSC is, did decide that it was best for schools to be reopened, as many students, especially our Form 5 students and Grade 6 students, continuously complained that the online learning was not fitting in well with them, that they were not learning as well as they used to with the face-to-face format.
However, he says there are still many questions and authorities need to make their plans known.
As students, we'll all want to free up, we'll all want to mingle, we'll all want to, have a little fun time with each other. But this situation and the recent rise in cases, how exactly will the schools cope with students to allow them to do that, but at the same time keep our students safe and following the protocols? All these questions that we had to ask and more.
In addition to the regular sanitization issues, students seem to have many other burning questions.
They were concerned about how transportation would be moving forward, especially our students from the southern region of the island who were moving to the north. We had several students who complained of lack of proper sanitation within the schools. And we, the executive, and our students also echoed those sentiments.
He says, while it is important for the education of the nation to be catered to, at this point in time, everyone should be concerned about health. He explained that they believe that striking a proper balance with proper checks in place, as well as sufficient communication, should remedy any queries that are being raised. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
The National Association of Early Childhood Practitioners has indicated that it would like to be more involved in the processes relating to education, given that they form a significant part of the sector. The president of the association told Hot 7 there needs to be better communication between early childhood practitioners and education officials. Meanwhile, an administrator of an early childhood development center says her facility is informed and ready to go for the reopening of schools.
As schools all over the island prepare to welcome students on Monday 11th, the National Association of Early Childhood Practitioners has called for more inclusivity when it comes to decisions that are being made and will affect the early childhood development sector. President of the association, Scholastic Elcock, says early childhood practitioners need to be given the same level of respect as other teachers.
The communication level between the association and the Ministry of Education needs to be improved, because there was a meeting yesterday to discuss the education sector continuity plan for schools, and we were not part of that discussion to implement that plan. So here we are called to a meeting and we've never seen the plan. We don't know what was in it. And even prior to that, we had a meeting about 3 to 4 weeks ago with the Ministry of Education and the Minister for Education, and we did a presentation, and she also was supposed to get in touch with us, and haven't got in touch.
She says, since a press release issued by the association detailing the grievances have been made public, they have received some feedback from the relevant authorities. On the other hand, the administrator for Kiddies Head Start, an early childhood center in the north, Lucy Eltonot-Joseph, says she is ready and eager to welcome the children back.
Parents are very aware, they are very familiar with what needs to be done. Teachers are very acquainted with everything that needs to be done. So we are reinforcing the concept. We have purchased, it was a lot of work coming back. Yesterday we didn't realize, not Monday and Tuesday, we didn't realize there was so much work to be done because of the closure. The place was dusty, the place was, but we were able to manage. So we have sanitized, we purchased other materials to ensure that we have a supply of materials.
Joseph says she understands where the association stands when it comes to the communication aspect raised. She says in her school, however, the administration has been doing all in their power to follow and implement the guidelines that were given by the ministry. The Ministry for Education, at a press conference on Wednesday, indicated that they are confident that enough has been done by the various agencies to allow for a smooth transition back into schools come January 11th. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
The Castries Market Coordinator says the Castries Constituency Council, CCC, is aware that market vendors have once again taken to the streets to vend from their trolleys. He makes it clear that the rules that stipulate that vending can be done exclusively within the market still applies. The executive of the CCC will soon meet with vendors to reinforce the rules.
The Castries City Council and vendors at the Castries Provisions Market for the past few months have had a rocky relationship. In 2020, vendors were forbidden to partake in roadside vending, and all vendors were required to sell their produce at the newly built market. However, during the past few weeks, many have observed vendors have taken to the streets to sell in trolleys. The market coordinator at the CCC, Augustine Victor, says they are aware of this issue and plan to meet with vendors soon to reinforce the rules.
I went to some of them and I said to them that this year we will not tolerate or allow the new market is there, plus the existing market where there is a lot of space, and to have vendors, especially ground provision vendors, all over the city. We already admit on a Friday, on Saturday there is excess vending, which is there is other vending coming up from down the coast and whatnot. So we allowed that. But from Monday to Thursday, we expect our vendors to utilize, patronize the stalls, have the stalls in a way where people can feel happy to come and buy.
He says it makes no sense that a new facility was built and is not being used. He explained that he hopes vendors understand that the rules put in place are to be followed.
We don't have to have no excessive force. What happened is that even you notice that I myself don't really support trolleys all over the place. But then we still allow that. So if you allow trolleys to be, you're not supposed to take the trolley and stay one place for how many hours as if you're just making there another market. In the boulevard, we have no ground provision and everything, and boulevard and Bridge Street. But the people with the trolleys, they move around. I mean, we allow that. It's not that it's the best, but we allow that. But you cannot take all trolleys, just go and park anywhere and just stay there for how many hours and believe, well, that is another market.
Victor says come this new year, he is hoping that vendors come to understand the mission of the CCC.
It is trying to uplift the standard. And this is why the government built a new market. And before, the vendors were saying that they're in the rain, they're in the sun. Now there's a new market. They still go in the rain and the sun. That don't make no sense. The other thing is, some of the vendors keep on saying that the sun and the rain. So what the government have done now, they have called the people that put in shelters, right? All the awnings. So now they are working, taking the measurement and everything. So at least all the old umbrellas that you see the people have by the new market, this will be, out in next couple months.
He says the executive of the CCC are hoping to meet with vendors next week to address the various issues. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more after the break.